Hi, this is Chris. We're going to go over the basics of how to build a wooden bulkhead. If you remember a few weeks ago, I went over basically the same thing on how to build a vinyl bulkhead or a retaining wall. And so I just thought I should follow up with something about a wood bulkhead. So here we go. We have the basic profile of a piece of land where it meets water. And let's say that we are building a 3-foot tall wood bulkhead. The typical wood bulkhead is different from a vinyl bulkhead, partly because it uses pilings and they go pretty far into the ground. With vinyl you have kind of the 50-50 rule. With wood you do it a little bit differently. So you have these pilings that go in, and small end goes in first. Then, right behind the pilings, and I know that's not very neat, but right behind the pilings, you put your whales. And you probably for 3 feet, you'll need 2, but let's just, for this, let's say there's 3. And they might be 2 by 6, they might be 4 by 6, something like that. It depends on the size of the wall that you're building. Then, behind those, and you're going to attach those, by the way, with large screws or spikes, really large nails. So you have piling, your whales, and then to the back of the whales you attach your center match. And the center match does not go down as far as the pilings. The piling is the real structural force to this thing. The center match is what holds the earth in. The piling is what really holds it in the ground. So you have center match, and then right behind the center match you have a little layer of filter cloth. And the filter cloth keeps the silt from, when you backfill, it keeps the silt from seeping through the front of your wall. And you lose earth that way, it looks bad, all kinds of things. Filter cloth is super cheap. Just do it. Now you probably will have to dig out back here, and you'll attach. You'll bury dead men. Not usually this much of an angle, but you'll bury dead men. Dead men are usually round posts, 4, 5, 6 inches in diameter, 6 or 8 feet long, and they will be attached with a tie rod. And you want to go through the wall, so they'll be bolted, or well, nuts. So I had a question the other day actually. A tie rod is just a long rod. It might be 12, 15, 20 feet long, and it has threads on each end. About a foot or a foot and a half of threads on each end. And don't worry about the mesh. And then you just put your nut on, and that's what a tie rod is. Back to the basics here. Man, that's really it actually. Let's label everything. So here you have your piling. And you probably want to put the pilings every 5 feet, 6 feet maybe. And your tie rods can go through your pilings for the strongest impact. Then here you have whales, and you will hear whales referred to as whalers, and really whales is correct, but a lot of people use whalers. So anyway, that's what they're talking about. Center match is kind of like tongue and groove flooring. It's made the same way, except center match is usually 2 by 10 by whatever length you need. It's only going to go into the ground a couple of feet, remember, past your mud line, which your mud line extends straight out. The mud line is this line where you go into the earth. It's not necessarily the slope of the ground, but anyway, center match is what uses your boards, and center match looks like this from the top. You have a female piece Then you have a middle piece, and that way it just makes a better connection there. Then of course your other filter cloth behind. Then you have your dead man. And a tie rod. Yikes. Tie rod. And your other hardware in here will, like I said earlier, include spikes and nails and screws and that sort of thing. Just get what you need based on what you think you're building, your design. Please always check with a professional before you start building. Check with your local building codes. Please use properly treated wood. You can buy properly treated wood from a handful of people all over the country. I personally like American Pole and Timber, and you can find them at AmericanPoleandTimber.com. If you're building in saltwater, use 2.5 retention. If you're building in freshwater, use 0.60 or better treated wood. And that's it. If you have any questions, you can send me an email, and I hope this helps you at least a little bit. Thanks. Bye.